So this is a quick look at a game called World War III that just came out a couple weeks back on Steam, and it is currently $28, and there was a decent amount of hype surrounding the game before its release into early access due to, I think, just a decent amount of people wanting a sort of, new modern military shooter, sort of semi-realistic, similar to Battlefield, and this is pretty similar to Battlefield, but there are a lot of differences, that make this game pretty different, but there are similarities as well that make it similar to Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3, and even Battlefield 1 in a few ways, and Hardline 2. The game is very early access. I mean, it's very, very early access, and I do have my my FPS and the amount of RAM and stuff it's using in the top left there. Interesting to keep an eye on. This game is not optimized. It's very unoptimized, and it looks complete garbage because of the settings. This game actually doesn't look that bad when it is running, at high or ultra, or even, medium to high settings. But I turned things down because, one, I'm recording, and two, the game just isn't optimized, like, at all. There weren't a lot of stutters, but there just was low FPS, which I didn't actually find it that annoying, surprisingly. But yeah, the FPS is quite low. Let's start with the guns, which I do like the guns. There's so much customization, it's insane. And there's no, like, Call of Duty or Battlefield, like, unlocking it. You have all the attachments, all of the options from the moment you buy the game, which I kind of like. I do and I don't understand the, level up to get your achievements, or attachments, sorry. I don't really like that system. I like this better. It's just an absurd amount of. There's not even that many guns. It's just there's so many attachments and barrels. And it's overwhelming. There's so much. I think I have the G38 with a 3x and then, like, an iron sight that I never use, with a suppressor and a vertical grip. Like, that's a lot already, but I mean, you can put more. You can put more on this. And I actually quite like this gun. The guns feel pretty good, actually. Like, they really feel good. There is a decent amount of recoil here. It didn't bother me because the game I played a lot before this was PUBG, and obviously there's a lot of recoil on PUBG, so that the recoil didn't bother me too much, but there is a decent amount of recoil, which you can lower, if you really are bad at controlling recoil. There's a ton of attachments, like I said before. Armor. This is the thing that probably sets it apart the most, is the way the armor works. It's very odd. You can do, like, 17 damage to the chest with a sniper, like upper chest, very easily. There's a bunch of different armor types, and they all weigh different amounts and have different durabilities. It's very interesting and intricate. I think I have, like, a lightweight helmet, and then, like, one of the heavier armors on here. You still die pretty fast, though. Like, you can literally, it's not a one-shot headshot sniper kill. I mean, some people will like this and some people won't. It's interesting. It felt decent, I guess. I guess it's just it's adding to the like insane amount of customizability in the class system, and it's crazy.
Your APC is ready.
Movement is kind of it's decent right now.
Enemy airstrike. Fast.
I really like the leaning. I
UAV
have
is ready for deployment.
just for a long time really wished that like Battlefield had proper leaning in it,
Objective
not
Bravo 1 is under
kind
attack.
of the very rarely you use it leaning system that they have currently. I really enjoy the leaning coming from PUBG. It's like, yes, leaning, and it works well. Like this game does leaning very well.
Objective Bravo 1 is under attack.
There's like the Battlefield 1 sliding if you press crouch, and that's kind of fidgety. It doesn't, it's kind of weird. Running around kind of looks weird, but it feels okay. That's another thing. Animations are just absurdly terrible. Reloading, sliding, doing anything, just it looks terrible in terms of animation. The characters kind of move around weird. It's just it's not good right now. Neither is the sound. The sound is okay, but it's not. The footsteps are kind of hit or miss. They don't work insanely well, but I haven't there hasn't been any big issues with the footsteps. I mean, I honestly think if you like Battlefield 4, you should probably buy this game. Like, it's $28. I mean, it's probably worth that. And it's only gonna get better. This is already at a pretty decent stage. I didn't actually experience that many bugs. If any, really. Like, I did, but I didn't. Some of the movement, you get stuck on stuff, but honestly, it didn't feel that buggy, but I know there's definitely bugs here. I only played for a couple of hours so far. There's definitely bugs in this game right now. But that can only get better. And another issue, you look in the top left, I'm using 9 gigs of RAM. That's really bad. 9 gigs of RAM. I should mention I have a RX 484GB and a i5 8400 with 12 gigs of DDR4 2400 megahertz RAM. And it's playable, especially while recording. If you really turn things down, I mean, it's playable. It definitely, I mean, but it's just not optimized right now at all. At all. The bigger thing is balancing. I think things need to be balanced. Not so much the weapons, but like later in this match, I just kept spawning, and I kept getting spawn killed by tanks.
Enemy offensive drone spotted in your AO.
The way the vehicles work, it's not like Battlefield. You kill so many people, you get points, and then you can spawn a tank, which I actually don't mind that system. I think it's pretty interesting, and I don't mind it. But tanks aren't exactly balanced. Some of the weapons aren't exactly balanced, but that's not as big of a problem. The spawning is weird. You can't spawn on teammates, which I would like to see. Because if you're going to an objective, you're kind of a lot of the times just alone, and that's obviously an issue. You have a lot of people just kind of out. You just one person just kind of running around like I am right now. I'm pushing to an objective, and I have no one else around me. So I would like to see some of the spawning worked with a little here. But it's overall it's pretty good. This is a nice game. It's very It's very good, and hey, I mean, Steam's good with returns. If you play it for 2 hours, if you don't like it, you're gonna get it returned. Play it for 2, 3, you're probably gonna get your
Our
28
units
bucks
are taking
back.
hold of objective Alpha 2.
It takes a really long time to load in
Our units are taking
for some
hold of
reason.
objective Charlie 2.
It's just,
Our
it's
units are
only
taking
gonna get
hold
better.
of objective Alpha 1.
It's
Objective
pretty
Bravo
fun right
1 is
now.
under
The matches
attack.
kind of last too long as well. They last like 40 minutes apiece, which is kind of iffy. I mean, this is like, that's longer than a Conquest match. But it's an interesting take on the modern kind of warfare, modern shooter type thing, and it's fun. I like it. I don't know. I hope the devs continue to work, and I hope everything continues to work out good for them. Hopefully they continue to make this game good, because it does need work. It does need work, and a good thing to do is like maybe wait a couple months until like a lot of the bugs are smoothed out. Maybe, hopefully, I hope it doesn't pull an Islands of 9 and just like have a ton of hype and just have like 10,000 players and just instantly die. I hope it doesn't do that. I don't think it will, but I don't know where it's gonna be in a year and a half. But this seems like a good game. It's fun. There's a ton of weapons. If you're a gun nut, you're gonna like this. Yeah. And the maps are pretty good as well. I don't know why I didn't mention that. Big work in progress. Worth picking up right now if you really have an itch for a good modern shooter and you're tired of playing Battlefield 4. Yeah, so that's basically it. I did a lot of rambling. Oh well. Though that was my thoughts for World War III, a brand new game by Farm51 on Steam.
Our units are taking hold of